Hello everyone. Today we're going to make this adorable apron card. I know I've made an apron card with you guys in the past. There is a video, it's actually a couple of years old I think now. But this is one that I made for someone who just got offered a nice position at a new company, and I'm not going to say the company's name, but by the color of the apron you might be able to tell what I'm talking about. And if you look closely, this is a pencil that I made, and I'll show you guys how to do that. I made a little pad of paper. This all goes in the apron, and then this is the insert that I made. How cute is that? It says, "Yippee-skippee, congratulations, never underestimate the power of you." So that's it. Let's get started. Okay, so here are the bits and pieces that you're going to use, or that you're going to need. You're going to need a piece of pumpkin pie cardstock, and I'll show you how to do this. Don't worry, I'm not leaving you to hang here and figure it out on your own. But this sheet should be 4 1/4 inches by 11 inches long, and you're going to score it from here to here at 6 1/2 inches, and then from here to here is 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so I put some sticky strip on the inside right here. When you do this part, you are going to corner around right here, and you'll adhere this flap down entirely. And I did some faux stitch with the uni-ball the Signo uni-ball gel pen, and I did that all. You see how much I did, which is part of the reason why I wanted to do it ahead of time. Alright, I'm using some retired stuff as well, so you know, you can always choose different colors. You can do blue or green, whatever color you want to do your apron in. I just chose to do it this way because it is specifically a card for someone who's working for a company with those colors, or who actually got an offer for a company with those colors. So I made it for that person. Alright, now I'm using the Howl's Tooth and Scaring Bone DSP from, I think it was last year's Halloween DSP, but I believe it's retired, so I know you can find something either comparable if you're going to use orange, if you're going to use the pumpkin pie, or whatever colors you use, you will always be able to find something comparable. So this is cut at 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. I'm using a piece of Whisper White, and this is cut at 3 1/4 by 5. And then I'm using 5 little pieces of Whisper White, and they're each cut at, if I can get them together, 1 by 2 1/8. There are 5 of these. Okay, I'm using another piece of pumpkin pie, and I put sticky strip on the back. So you're going to do sticky strip on 2 sides, along the bottom, and then through a score mark, which I'll tell you about in a moment. And again, I faux stitched around all of it, and this is for the pocket. So this piece is 1 3/4 by 3 3/4, and you're going to score it at 1 7/8. Okay, and that 1 7/8 is where you're going to put 1 piece of sticky strip. Now don't put any sticky strip towards the top of the pocket, because you want to be able to fit things inside of that. I'm using just a piece of orange ribbon, and this is, and I've used this stuff before, I love these things. This is a woodwick stick for the oil diffuser things that you get. I have woodwick oil diffusers, so you know, you get the scented oil, which is, I prefer vanilla. You can get whatever scent, like floral or whatever. I get these sticks for my diffuser, my oil diffuser, which I actually haven't used my diffusers for a while, so I've been using the sticks a lot. And I just cut it down. I kind of cut and broke it. I flattened using sandpaper. Well, it's a sanding block, looks like this. I flattened one end, and then I sort of sanded it down to a point on the other end. And I'll show you how to do this, but it looks like this. I made it into a pencil that looks like this. So the flattened end you're going to turn into an eraser. Here's that little metal part of most pencils. It's orange, and then you can't really see it very well. You can kind of, I guess. Yeah, you can. You can see the tip. I just pressed into basic black in my basic black ink pad, and I will show you how to do that, but it looks like the graphite of a pencil or the lead or whatever. And I'm going to show you how I made the apron. Alright, so taking the long portion, this is the portion where I scored it at 6.5 inches. Taking the long side, this is just this piece of scrap paper. Alright, you are going to take your scoring blade, and up at the top you're going to line it. You're going to score just a little bit, a little tick mark or whatever right here. You're going to line it up to the 1 inch mark and make a little tiny score, and then line it up on the other side at the 1 inch mark and make another score, just a little tiny score mark, and then you're going to line it up down here. You're going to sort of turn it 90 degrees and line it up to 2 inch mark, make a little score mark, and then go to the bottom of that and opposite side and make another score mark. Okay? So, and I don't know how well this is going to show on camera, but you're going to take your 2.5 inch circle punch, and I really can't imagine that this is going to show very well, but what you're going to do is line it up so it looks like that. And you can kind of see right here's that score mark, and right there is the other score mark. So you want to line this portion up with this score mark, or just where it meets, and this portion up with that score mark. And you're just going to punch it. And you're going to do the same on the other side. And punch it out so that you've got the armpits of the apron. It'll look like that. Alright, and then you're going to fold. And sorry, there's writing here, but like I said, this is just scrap paper. You're going to fold it at the 6.5 inch line and fold it down again at the 3/4 inch line. You're going to take your corner rounder and just round those two corners. I can actually just start sort of assembling things here. Okay, so you're going to take your ribbon and a little bit of repositionable adhesive and put the repositionable adhesive on the back of your apron and adhere your ribbon the way you want it to fit on the card. Looks like that. Alright, now you're going to take your crocodile, and I'm using the smaller hole, and I'm just going to punch 2 holes towards the corners. Okay. I'm using some big brads that I got from elsewhere. I didn't get them through Stampin' Up. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this closed. And I'm just using regular adhesive to close this portion, or adhere this down, just like that. Alright, now I'm not going to show you how to do it just because I actually used my computer to do it. For the little nameplate that I used for this person's, this is just regular copy paper, regular printer paper. I just typed his name in. I made a little border with some orange. His name's obviously orange. I cut it out. I put some dimensionals on the back, and I adhered it right there. So it's up to you how you want to do it. I'm going to adhere the pocket down. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm taking the off the grid stamp, which looks like that, and I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to ink this up right here, and I'm actually going to change it. In this one, I did it using the, I believe I used Pool Party ink, but this time I'm just going to use, to kind of keep it uniform with the orange, I'm going to use Pumpkin Pie. And I'm just going to ink it up a little bit. And I'm just going to take one of the top pieces, I'm not going to ink all of them up like this, and I'm just going to lay it over top of the off the grid stamp. And it's just, I don't know, just for a little notepad. People take orders or whatever. Alright, then I'm going to take a piece of the black and white striped washi tape, and this came from This and That. And I'm just going to tape all of these pieces together. Alright, the center is at half, so I'm just going to give it a little prick at the half. Again, you're going to use your crocodile, the smaller hole, and punch a hole in it. And I'm just using a little brad, and I stamped it a little off, but it doesn't really matter. It's not that big of a deal. You're just going to tuck that in the pocket. Alright, now the fun part. Alright, so to start with, I'm using some Whisper White craft ink, and you're going to take the flat tip of your stick and just roll it back and forth over the edge of your Whisper White craft ink pad. Alright, you don't have to do too much because usually these are pretty juicy. You're going to take your pumpkin pie, and this is where you're going to get messy. If you can figure out how to do it without getting messy, by all means, go for it. Then you're going to just, I'm going to leave a space, so I'm just going to roll it back and forth. See how messy I am? And I'm just using tweezers to remove it. Take some basic black, and if you want, take your tweezers and just dip that point. You see there's a little bit of a point now, so you just dip that until it's as black as you, and just be careful not to drop it because you don't want to get your pencil black, but just dip it as many times as you want until you have a nice little black tip. You can probably just find a silver marker at the store at Michael's or wherever. I'm using the silver Stampin' Dazzle marker that was in last year's holiday mini or holiday catalog. And I'm just gonna, because I'm left-handed, I'm gonna aim it in my direction. Set that aside. I think that's still drying. This is going to take a little while to dry, so I would suggest doing this project in a decent enough amount of time to let the pencil dry. And it's really the Whisper White that's going to take the most time to dry. You're just going to color in that section that you left blank. Looks like that. Kind of cute, right? You see the little black tip right here, little white eraser. So cute and so easy to make. Okay, so taking your piece of Whisper White, I used a couple of different stamp sets. I used the Yippee-Skippee. So I used the Yippee-Skippee and the I Freaking Love You and the Never Underestimate the Power of Two. And I'm going to show you what I did with that in a moment. And I used the Delightful Dozen stamp set for the congratulations. So what I did was I just mounted the Yippee-Skippee, the congratulations, and the Never Underestimate the Power of Two stamps on one block. And I am going to mask the two because I don't want to use the two in this project. So I just took a piece of tape and I put it over the two. So that will mask the 2 from getting any ink on it. And you're going to use the pumpkin pie. Everything's inked up nice and well. Just remove that tape from the 2 and toss it away. Perfect. So now you're going to take your I freaking love you stamp and you're going to cover the I freaking love part because all you want from the stamp is the U. Okay, so you're just going to leave the U uncovered. So go ahead and ink the U up. Remove that tape. Okay, and just eyeball it, line the U up underneath the never underestimate the power of. Stamp it down. And there you go. Easy peasy. Adhere those 2 pieces together. Slip them in your card. And when your pencil dries, you'll slip that into this pocket as well, so that it will look like that. So my pencil is not dry yet, so I can't actually show you the complete project. And I've already written on the other one. I didn't want you guys to see all that. So I'm actually going to go ahead and use this card inside of this, so that you guys can see a completed project with a name on it and everything. Okay, so when you're done, the insert will slip into the apron. You'll have a name on it, or you'll have written or stitched something. You're going to have a little pad of paper and a pencil, and that's what it looks like. So that's it. It's pretty simple, not too difficult actually. I was kind of happy with how quickly it came together once I knew exactly what I wanted to do. That's it. I hope you enjoy it. Until next time, happy stamping!